welcome back to Insanity Check Radio.
And as we said before, you can review these shows and segments and stories and crazy shit on our YouTube channel, Insanity Check Radio. You can contact us at Facebook, Insanity Check, and you can also harass us at Twitter, Insanity Check 12.
And you're going to put the links to these shits on there too? Insanity Check. I mean, to the Twitter, you might as well just put the direct link so people can click.
Yeah, it's
the easiest fucking.
If you want to find us, we're easy to find.
What does this do?
Let's see. The dude hiking across. This is Mr. California again. The dude hiking across the U.S. was under the impression that this is a free country where you can do what you want. He just got reminded how black he is too. This guy was black.
I don't know what the fuck color he was. He was stupid.
Well, you know, he is right. You can't do what you want.
No, not
shooting people in the ass.
No. I mean, yeah. But, you know, as you can see, the tone of the show has been a lot of crazy things that really was still light in the pants because it didn't affect all of us. But here's something that, you know, we have to deviate and sometimes go back to the real full scale and scope of what's truly insane and horrible in the United States right now. And obviously, if you're, you know, in Europe, you understand what's going on over there with Greece. I think they got till Sunday to figure out what their situation is. Spain, the EU, it's just fucked up everywhere. But since we live here, we talk about here mostly. So here's the latest thing that I had come by. America's wealth collapses 40% over the last 3 years. Okay, so I'm going to do some reading from this, you know, because it's not. I don't really want to make too many jokes and all that sidebar stuff. So bear with me. This is a quote from Ronald Reagan back in 1980. It might be well if you would ask yourself, are you better off than you were 4 years ago? Is it easier for you to go and buy things in the store than it was 4 years ago? Is there more or less unemployment in the country than there was 4 years ago? Is America as respected throughout the world as it was? Do you feel that our security is as safe, that we're as strong as we were 4 years ago? And it says, you know, President Reagan may just as well have been speaking to us today. The answer, as it was in November of 1980, is a resounding no. The Great Recession wiped out nearly 2 decades of Americans' wealth, according to government data released Monday, with middle-class families bearing the brunt of the decline. The Federal Reserve said the median net worth of families plunged by 39% in just 3 years, from $126,400 in 2007 to $77,300 in 2010. That puts Americans roughly on par with where they were in 1992. The biggest drops occurred amongst middle-income Americans whose wealth was inextricably linked to the housing market boom and bust. It's hazard to overstate how serious the collapse in the economy was, says Mark Zandi, chief economist of Moody's Analytics. We were in a freefall. In July 2010, we offered evidence that America's middle class was being systematically wiped out. Today, we learn how truly horrific the wealth and destruction really is. The wealth destruction really is, and it's only going to get worse. While government unemployment statistics show that 8.3% are out of work, the number is closer to 22%. Those are Great Depression numbers. If you lose your job today, there is a strong possibility that you won't be finding any meaningful labor anytime soon. And for those just exiting college with hundreds of thousands of dollars in degrees in their hand, $100,000 degrees in their hands, the prospect of ever finding a job and paying for those loans is almost nil. Could you show the unemployment rate chart, Pete? Okay, so if you look there, it's you see the unemployment rate. It says the official rate, and in blue it's the SGS alternate, and that was compiled by an economist named John Williams. To do some background research on the guy, he's an economist that used to work for the government, and someone had challenged him and said, you know, I wonder what the real, you know, statistics are, and he's like, well, you know, if you really want to see, I'll do some research, and you know, he started coming up with the actual truth, and so here we go. This says, moreover, whatever money you do make or save will rapidly lose value as inflation, downplayed by the government, of course, takes hold at a rate in excess of 10% per year, which means your money will be cut in half by 50% within 7 years. So could you click to the next one? The annual consumer inflation. So remember, the red is basically just say synonymous with bullshit. Red is bullshit, blue is true. Red bullshit, blue is true. It's not, you know, Republican, Democratic, you know, whatever. Red is bullshit, blue is true. On top of that, we have more Americans on food stamps today than ever before, twice as much as when President Obama took office, and rapidly approaching 50 million. Some 1 in 6 Americans and half of American households receiving some form of government assistance or disbursement. These are serious numbers, and considering that we're nowhere near the end of this recession and are more likely in the midst of another Great Depression, we can fully expect the wealth of our nation to further disappear. Now is the time to save and prepare, because things are not going to get any better anytime soon if you listen to the truth or alternative news, because Fox and CNBC and all the rest of that stuff is just controlled by one person, and it's a load of bullshit. So didn't want to bring everything down on, with the real negative stuff, but sometimes, part of the insanity is telling people the truth and hoping that they can deal with it. And that is the truth, which to me is insane, because when you think about being in America, the land of the free and home of the brave and all this other kind of stuff, #1 nation in the world, hey, we don't speak funny like those people over there in whatever that place is. And but look at us.
So Dre, is that why I can't find a job making $50,000 a year?
Damn right.
That and you're a Negro, but
yeah, that too. You got to scrape some of that melanin off. But yeah, it's just, you weren't here for some of the other statistical shows, and that's why whenever we do these particular topics, we don't want to make too many jokes while delivering the information, because it's really important that people hear cold numbers on how things are going down. We've touched a lot of different situations with the housing, how the housing is going down. We're in a bad situation, and they want to give you. I saw a reality show recently about wheelchair hookers.
Hookers?
No, excuse me, strippers. Wheelchair strippers. There's a reality show about strippers in a wheelchair.
Strippers? No, I know there was a reality show.
Pole dancers or some bullshit. Whatever they were, fucking some sexy women in wheelchairs.
See, I know of a show like that. Actually, I had a blog. I have a blog, and I wrote about that. They were following these women around. So their supposed mission was to get people familiar so that they won't look at those people who are paralyzed or disabled as monsters or freaks, and But the thing is, they got the hottest paraplegics they could find.
Yeah.
Well, I'm like, your paraplegics aren't hot. If they were hot, then they'd be getting fucked a lot more because they can't run away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Basically, yeah, you can chase them down easily. But
yeah, right there, Abby. Good. All right.
I need to call my mother. Ma. Yo, I too go crazy.
Insane. So we're like,
yeah,
insane around.
Sorry, insane. Sorry.
Yeah, man.
Our friend California just informed us that his union, he animates for the Family Guy.
Yeah.
Family Guy TV show, the long-running super $1 million Seth MacFarlane can buy you and your mom a Family Guy.
Yep.
And he said that his union just won a long, hard battle with the show to get a 2% pay raise.
What?
2. 1? 2. This is what's happening.
That's hardcore pimping. It's what is Seth walking through that place with a yellow suit on and a cane and shit?
I believe his Johnson is bronzed.
Must be. You serious? Oh my, 2%? Are you serious?
Yeah, 2%.
We got to talk. We definitely got to talk. I had no idea it was like that.
Yeah.
To know how much work this brother puts in.
Lots of work.
You people don't know. This dude puts in hard work. Long hours.
Animating isn't easy.
No.
He gets 2 weeks of the year he gets off.
Yeah.
And but anyway, and he has no love for our commander-in-chief, so brother number one, either. No. He quoted, I'm quoting him as saying, Obama is a black jackal. Saving your money is pointless because the money has no value and it won't help you.
No, well, listen, I got in so much trouble when there was election time because I said I'm not voting for that big-eared Sambo because He's just another politician. That's what he is. He's going to throw the sand on the floor, so he's going to jive up his lies a little bit more. Okay, whereas the other dude was a dumb howdy doody, this dude is going to break dance and moonwalk and do some spins and give everybody fist bumps and all this other kind of shit. I don't care how you package bullshit. Bullshit is bullshit.
Before we get back onto the politics, I would just like to say that California has informed us that this has nothing to do with Seth. It's the supply and demand, because Seth was going to beat his ass with a hot whip if
they had one of them Acmo anvils right behind his head, like you tweeting them two black motherfuckers in New York. What is like that?
But you know what? We're quickly running out of time. Let's get to this last story.
Yeah, I don't know if you said you wanted to talk about it. So
yeah, this is rather interesting to me. I don't know. I've never heard this before until a couple of hours ago. Yeah. The spread of baby boxes in Europe alarms United Nations. Apparently, in Europe, there are, if any of you've seen closed boxes, closed dumpsters, where you can throw your unwanted
like the Salvation Army, you throw your shoes or your clothes. Yeah.
Some guy comes around and picks them up, and then apparently you can do that with babies now.
Yeah.
The United Nations is increasingly concerned over the spread in Europe of baby boxes where infants can secretly be abandoned by their parents, warning that the practice contravenes the right of the child to be known and cared for by his or her parent. I mean, I guess that's a concern I've never really thought of. I mean,
what questions? I mean,
I'm just like,
my thing is, okay, is this box, is it, once the child is deposited in the box, does it lock and only the medical people or whatever can open the box? Because you're basically, now you're letting people that might want to do ill to these infants or abduct these infants, or like in that other, insanity check show that we had, might cook them with some tin foil. I mean, anyone can come take these children.
Well, I mean, I
don't know. See,
I don't know the security of it. But like I said, just little simple questions. How often are these boxes checked? Are these babies in there for what? 24 hours? It could be 24 hours before they're fed, before they're sitting in their own shit and piss. I mean, I
believe there's an alarm or something goes off. I believe there's some kind of alarm or something like that goes off. Whether it can be cut off or something like that remains to be seen. I'm not sure, but I believe once you put something in there, something goes off to alert the people and know that there's been a deposit. There's been a deposit, but still, I mean, this is one of those moral things that's highly questionable. I don't know.
And Mr. California poses a question I posed. In my head, I was about to bring it forth on the show. Why have the child in the first place if you don't want it?
Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, I guess this, again, for all these fucking right-to-lifers, is an alternative to abortions, because that's just the most horrible thing you can do, is to abort a person, remove a person that was never here.
Yeah.
Okay, that's just crazy. But, let's just dump it in a box, because that'll be better. And let's hope that someone else will have the wherewithal and the means to provide this child with a good and nourishing home life. Hope.
You're talking about
having the fucking children.
You're talking
Jesus
about having
Christ.
some kind of forethought and something like that, and you're giving people too much credit.
That's what I'm saying. People are morons. They're disgusting creatures.
I've been saying for years, listen, just bust off in a chick's face. If somehow that shit can run down her face and then go inside of her and inseminate her, then that super baby, that motherfucker's going to be beating LeBron off the dribble. That's going to be fantastic. But that's what is wrong with these people? I don't understand. I just don't understand. You know what's going to happen as a result of your actions, yet you do this and hope that I used to hear that, God will find a way.
Yeah.
Literally, is that a denomination of money? Is there 1, 5, 10, 20? God will find a way. Can I pull that out of my wallet? God will find a way.
No, if you pray enough and correctly, sure it'll happen.
What the fuck?
We'll be back next week. Insanity Check, Insanity Check Radio on YouTube, Insanity Check 12 on Twitter, and Insanity Check Facebook. Catch you next week.
Peace.
We're trying to make it, baby.